Well, good evening, fellow listeners. Happy Monday. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. First and foremost, we just want to welcome you to the Members of Goyah studio. Today is Monday, the 29th of January, and the time is 4:33 p.m. in Minnesota. The weather is absolutely beautiful in Minnesota today. And so we want to welcome you to the broadcast. As we usually do, we want to say a very big thanks to each and every members of our team, those who continue to support us through thick and thin. We appreciate all of your support, your guidance, your direction, your feedback, your inputs. We thank you for you, and we also want to use this time to tell you that we appreciate you, and we pray that whatever times that you are dedicated to this show, God will pay you back. With that being said, we want to say happy birthday to those who are celebrating their birthdays in the month of January. We pray that God will bless you with long life, good health, and with all of your heart desire. If you are celebrating your birthday and it falls on your wedding anniversary, we also want to take this time to say happy wedding anniversary and happy birthday to you. Double shout out to you and your special loved one. We pray that God will bless your holy matrimony homes with love, peace, understanding. And if you are bereaved, once again, we want to say our deepest condolences to you and your family. We pray that God will comfort you, God will console you, God will strengthen you through the difficult period of time. Having said that, I just want to jump straight to the point. We want to welcome you to the broadcast today. Our lineup for today. Our lineup today is strictly going to be, we're going to take a look at the headlines from Front Page Africa and from Daily Observer. And then we're also going to look at we're going to analyze the president's speech, especially what we think, the timing of the speech. And so today's show, I hope I just put a link in there. It is my prayers that people will click on the link and they will participate in the show. Or you can, if you can, for whatever reason you can't do that, we encourage you to drop your comment and we will discuss. We want to hear your feedback, but we really need to discuss the speech today and other issues that are unfolding in the country. And so with that being said, we're just going to go directly now and look at the headlines, what is unfolding, what is popping in Liberia, because as you know, this is a critical junction. These are critical times in our history that I have said on the show time and time again that we all, every one of us need to participate in the process. I said it and I will say it again. When we chose on our faithful day to create that movie called Liberia, each and every one of us was engaged. And if we want this government to succeed, then I advise that we remain engaged and make sure that we help this government succeed, because brilliant speech by the president, but will only be successful if we as citizens get involved and make those speeches, those dreams a reality. And so we're going to dive into Front Page Africa. We'll look at the headlines. We'll go to Daily Observer. We'll compare notes, and then we'll play the entire speech, and then we'll discuss it. Or we'll play the speech in bits and pieces, and then we'll discuss what you think, what that means for you and your family, and in a bigger picture, what that means for Liberia and the entire sub region of West Africa. And so without further ado, we're just going to go to the headlines, and then we take it from there, and then we'll discuss other issue. Once again, we want to say thank you. This segment here is strictly brought by my own friend and brother, Dr. Samuel Bingo. This was his ideas. He suggested it. And so every time we come to this segment of the show, we want to make sure we give you some props. And also to Nick Nathaniel Garpolo. And so with that being said, we're just going to dive into the headlines and then we'll discuss and then we'll play the entire speech and then we call it a day. Once again, please, I will encourage you not to forget, please share the video, continue to share the post. We appreciate each and every one of you. And let's continue to stay engaged. I would love, like I said, I put a link in there. The link is there. We expect people to participate in the show. We expect people to give their input because, again, I can't stress this enough. Wherever you find yourself around the globe, if you don't have the equipment, you can use your cell phone. But whatever means and chance that you have to educate our people, we must do it. Whatever means we have to pass on information, we must do it. We must get involved with the process. We have to, because if we so desire to change and we really want a better Liberia, every one of us will have to get involved. Let us stop all of this, I call it barbershop discussion. It is about time now that we all put our hands in the dirt. And so with that being said, we're going to look at the headlines very quickly. We're going to look at the headlines very quickly, and then we'll discuss it, and we'll go from there. But like I always say, Liberia belongs to each and every one of us. Yeah, we have to. We have to, my people. It is imperative that we get involved. And so I will pause for a minute because I just want to do one or two things quick, and then we just get ready to the headlines and discuss. So bear with me here for a minute. Bear with me here for a minute. I just need to get this thing out to a couple of people, and then we will be good to go. Okay, so all right, and so now let's get to the headline real quick because we got some very interesting headlines that we need to. The first headline say criminal nomination. President BOAKAI and VP ignore red flag prior to criminal nomination for justice. An investigation by Frontier Africa has discovered that both President Joseph BOAKAI and his Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn ignored major red flag prior to the nomination of Mr. Kobo as Minister of Justice. Councillor Clark, according to more than 150 pages of court record, was found guilty of unethical practice as a lawyer by the Grievance and Ethics Committee of the Supreme Court of Liberia. However, then Chief Justice Francis L. Kopo failed to enforce the set-in judgment due to his personal relationship with Councillor Kobo, according to documents in possession of Frontier Africa. So that's the first headline, and we're not going to So now we're not going to say too much because we want to analyze the president's speech. But I will say this: if West Front Page Africa is reporting, and then listen to the president today, then I don't know. This is something that we'll have to keep our eyes on. If the grievance and ethics committee found Mr. Councillor Kubokra guilty, and those, how you call it, there were no action taken against him because, according to Front Page Africa, personal relationship with the late Chief Justice. And if that story is true, then of course they need to revisit that. And I will say this: I don't know Councillor Kubokra. I got nothing against him. My only question here to Prince Johnson and Jeremiah Kuhn, because for the past 3 years, not 3 years, for the past 3 administrations, they want Nikki servicing to almost every position that is made available to, maybe, I don't know, but I believe the MDRO got some educated. If you say you want to take it from Nima County, because I believe the MDRO party belong to every Liberians. But if we just limit it to Nima County alone, then of course I believe they got a lot of educated young men and women who are lawyers that we need to give young people the chance to showcase their talent and their values. That's the only problem that I got. That's the second problem that I got with this nomination. So I will just leave it at that, and then we'll go to the next one. This one is sad because we all know you talk about West Point, Liberia, sea erosion continue to threaten the lives and livelihood of the low-lying Morovia Township. There is growing anger here about the status of the U.S. $25.6 million project launched in 2021 and meant to bring relief to desperate community along the West Point area there. You know, if it is true that 25.6 million were earmarked for this project, like the current speaker, then he was deputy speaker, but when he took over the 55th legislature, he promised that some of the cases, if not almost all, will be looked into. And so we're hoping that the township of West Point can get some relief, because that place, if we mean business, we can turn that place into what we call a sightseeing or area alongside the beach. And I think people overlook West Point, but West Point is one of the communities that contribute towards our economy. People fishing over there to produce fish. And so I think those people over there deserve to be taken care of. And I hope, if it is true that the 26.1 million that were earmarked for that, then like J. Fernando Kufa promised, I hope we'll get some answer to some of these allegations that has been made by Front Page Africa. Now we see they say Liberia Gender Minister Destiny faces scrutiny as character question in allegation of $1.6 million disappearing from the Moserado County dedicated account in 2016. You know, I told the Liberian people that these elections, if anybody been following me, my era of concentration, if our nation will be better, I wanted everybody that was in our national legislature gone, because they make the most money in the country and do the less job. And I said, Liberia problem at the time was not just the executive branch of government, because the executive branch of government a year told the national legislature, first branch of government, they are there for check and balance. And none of that was done. None of that was done. And so all the nominations And all the questions that is popping up on these people, that's good. But we actually know, for me, I don't know about you, but I will actually know if we really got a democratic government, because people that are sitting on those real committees need to ask the hard questions. They have to make sure they grow these people that will be taking office. Because if they fail to do that, and for whatever reason, because the fee maybe of the connection, and they don't get to the nitty gritty of some of the allegation, for me, I won't be surprised. I keep my finger crossed, and so we will see that right off the bat where things stand. And so these are all questions that Liberian people need answer to. And so there you have it, your Liberia or the general minister designate. We hope that the national legislature will do what we call a due diligence for the Liberian people, because they are our eyes. And now we go to what next? What next? Because we got to move here real quickly now. We see, what is here? Who is this? Acrimony at EPA dismisses chief technical advisor, question executive director, tender. Oh boy. The Environmental Protection Agency, EPA of Liberia, is embroiled in controversy and acrimony over the tenure of the executive director, Mr. Wilson Tape, and the dismissal of Mr. Benjamin S. Kuruma Jr., the chief technical advisor, over the alleged criminal misconduct. I mean, everywhere you twist and turn in Liberia, everywhere you twist and turn, people are involved in corruption. This is sad. When people put our country first, I don't know. I don't know when they're going to do that. I really don't know when will Liberia win. But again, cautious, optimistic that this government, I listened to the speech, I went to listen to the speech, this was very impressive. And so we will see for sure if we starting to make that turn, we will know from this government. Under pressure, President reportedly set up team to deal with appointments. And we see Vice President, Senator Eddie Stallo, Senator Nyambli Lawrence Kanga, Senator Darius Dillon, Minister Sylvester Grispe, Senator James Barney, Senator Prince Moi, UP Chairman Luther Stape. Those are the people that I think I set up a committee to investigate or to deal with the appointment. So we'll see how far this, we'll see where the thing is going to take us. We'll see that. Because I'm telling you, and I hope that Liberian people are paying attention. I really hope that every one of us will be engaged. Every one of us will be engaged in the process. And so there you have it. That is your headline from Front Page Africa. Some very interesting headline, but the reason why we can't dive into the headlines too long is because we also want to look at what we call the president's speech. And so now we will go to the president's speech, and then we will play that, and then discuss it. The time is 4:53. I hope we can have enough time to discuss the president's speech. But my fellow listeners, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Human BOAKAI. So there's the president, and then we will go from there. We'll go from there. We hope you got enough air conditioning in our place. We hope you got enough air conditioning in our place. I still have to move the thing a little bit more. Just some time. I don't know if you want to see all that. Okay, folks, as you can see, the president of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Human BOAKAI, the national anthem just played. He's getting ready to deliver his address to the people of Liberia. And so we patiently awaiting the arrival of the president or the commencement of the program. I hope we can get through this speech, and so we have enough time to actually discuss or analyze the president's speech, His Excellency Joseph Human BOAKAI. One thing I would say, the speech was very timely because since January 22nd, there have been too many things that happen or that is ongoing right now in the country. And I think, including my very self, people were a little bit anxious. And the fact that the president took his time to address and speak to us tells me that he understands and he respects the people of Liberia. And I think, in my own humble opinion, that this timing was very appropriate because when children are fussing in the house, sometimes when the house is upside down, we need people to step in and show leadership to calm the nerves and to put everybody in their in their rightful places. And I think the president, even though I believe because of what happened to you on the 22nd, I believe he really wanted to use the time to speak to the Liberian people, which it is a agenda how you plan to lead for the next 6 years. And you will listen for yourself because he laid out those plans. It's not an easy task at hand, but he believed that if we work together and we put in the time, we can overcome these challenges. Given the fact that you hear from his mouth, our country is back enormously. And I think even though make no mistake, even though it's tough, but there's a pathway that the president has to take. If we just find the right people and we all just work together, see this intelligently. I share those same belief with the president that indeed our beloved Nigeria will rise again to a true meaning of his name. So the speech, as we will tell you, was a brilliant speech. And we there was we gathered to see the same statement that was made by the outgoing government. Basically, we dive into,
Okay, folks, we
and so we
live
still
here.
waiting, we are waiting, we
To
hoping and
those of
praying
you who are just
that
joining us on
this
this
speech maybe will
broadcast,
take 30
I
minutes
would
of
like
our
to say this
time,
is
and
Vision
about 30
P,
minutes we can
and
dive
we
into
are here as
discussing
today Liberia President Joseph Newman BOAKAI addresses the nations today,
the message of the president. Like I said,
along with the Judge Chamber.
okay,
That is the House, the both House of Legislature, the House of
we
Representatives
talk
and the
about his
House of
vision,
Senator,
we talk about the
where the
state of
President
the economy,
of the Republic of Liberia will address the nation. Here, at
we
the
talk
Capitol
about his
building,
legislative
we
agenda,
see
the thing that you hope to
our
see,
guests, our civil society
some of the things
organizations,
that
the
you
religious leaders. I also hear government, incoming government
passing the law
officials
will
and
be
former
submitted to
government
the honorable body,
officials are all here. The Deputy Speaker
and most of
and
them surround
the Speaker of the
even
House
some of the
of Representatives, that is Honorable Fonati Kova, is already
and
seated. With the Deputy Speaker is already seated.
presidential
We wither around the House of
most
Senate
of us never
and
knew,
Honorable
but
Representative as
it was a
around
draft of the
here
2016
for the
by the
Sonian,
Supreme League of the
that
US.
means the State of the Nation address.
The field leadership of the
Here
House did not act
we
on
have
that bill.
from executives
Hopefully,
from other
it is something that
political party
the
also
eyes
present. We witnessed the
more
arrival of the
that this thing can be done.
Alternative
The
National
bill for
Congress,
the
CPB,
Ministry of
political leader.
Cabinet,
Uh,
instead of
political leader,
Against
Honorable Alexander Benedict Cummings, running mate, Charles Bromsky, Charlie Bromsky. We witnessed the arrival of other political parties from ACROP, from different opposition political parties, are also here for the first State of the Nation address
and so you will
of
be hearing from the
President
president. I believe that's
Joseph Numa BOAKAI addresses the
the
nation. There are a lot of factors that we expected the president to address today. The issue of health, the issue of education.
guys. Very, very new condition in that place.
That this joint section, that we start this joint section that is strictly for the purpose of receiving His Excellency Joseph Numa BOAKAI, Senior President of the Republic of Liberia, to deliver his administration's legislative function.
Senator Augustine Chair.
I don't know if I want to see all of this.
Mr. President of the Senate and the President pro tempore, distinguished colleagues, I, Augustine S. Chair, Senator Zino I second the motion.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been moved and seconded. Without stating the motion, restating the motion, are you ready to vote? All those in favor of convening to join legislative session, please make it known by saying aye. All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now convene in session. Please make it known by saying aye. All those opposed. For what purpose the gentleman raise his hand? Ladies and gentlemen, we will now convene in session. Please make it known by saying aye. For what purpose the gentleman raise his hand? Ladies and gentlemen, we will now convene in session.
I'm asking this body that this place.
Hey, you get Kaluwaba. This guy.
Order denied. Let me go.
This
How
guy.
many people follow police? This body is the only body that can sack. How many people follow police?
I would like for you to release that information.
All this team, man. No problem. Okay. No problem.
Mr. Speaker.
Okay. There you go.
Mr. Speaker.
Capitol building is beautiful. I'm telling you, I've been in that building. It's just the maintenance. Been there. I want to not so many times. Just to maintain the Capitol building. Capitol Building, the Executive Mansion, and what? Freeman time. There you have it. The President of the United States, the President of Liberia, His Excellency Dr. Joseph BOAKAI. So let's listen now. President of the United States, President of Liberia, His Excellency. So let's listen now.
Vice President, allow me to recognize the President of the South, Vice President Sierra, who is here, the message from my friend and brother, the President Julius Mara Dio, the President of the Sister Republic of Sierra. Madam President Pro Tem, members of the legislature, and Chief Justice, the Justices of the Supreme Court, the Goyah and members of the Diplomatic Corps, heads and officials of political parties, representatives of our international development partners, previous national leaders, members of the full estate, my fellow Liberians, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. We are thankful to the Lord Almighty, the preserver of our state, for his abundant blessings upon us. As the world confronts various crises, wars, pandemics, climate change, migration, we pray for better, more peaceful, sustainable, and inclusive global order. Exactly 1 week ago, Vice President Jeremiah Coon and I took the oath of office as array of the world leaders, friends, and citizens of Liberia, the home and the diaspora look on. That solemn occasion moment now is more pressing as we carry out the transfer of power. In obedience to our constitutional duty, it is an honor to come before this august body, the people's representatives, to report on the national situation as we merit and present our agenda for developing the coming year. We must acknowledge the harsh reality that faces us as we report that the state of our nation is not one. It is important to note patterns that confront us: poverty, drug epidemic, corruption, poor infrastructure, and underperforming economy. The current challenges present a unique opportunity to embark on a new journey of hope. This is our commitment to rescue the nation. Our vision. Our vision is to build and arrest ARRUS, meaning agriculture, roads, rule of law, education, sanitation, and tourism. Shall guide the preparation of our new medium-term national development plan. For the welfare of our people, we must harness opportunities in agriculture, roads, and other infrastructure development, improve the rule of law, rethink the education sector, improve sanitation, and unlock the potential of tourism. We believe that creating economic linkages between these development concepts and reinforcing them will help avoid the years of economic downturn. The state of the economy is a cause for concern, with many of our citizens facing perennial unemployment and economic instability. We must not just recognize the pain and frustration that permeate our society, but also work together to introduce and pass legislations that will prioritize economic reforms and foster sustainable economic growth and job creation. Distinguished legislators, economic growth grew between 2022 and 2023 from 4.8% to 4.6%. The rate of growth averaged about 1.5%, compared with 3.1% between 2012 and 2017, due in part to an underperforming economy and existing geopolitical global environment. During the past 6 years, the economy faced challenges in terms of growth, job creation, and poverty reduction. Inflation during the period 2023 rose to 10.1% at the end of December from 7.6% in 2022. Revenue collection, as reported for 2023, stood at $710.23 million, while expenditure totaled $796.32 million, hence large budget deficit of over $18 billion. We intend to change the state of the economy by thinking outside box. A paradigm shift away from relying on our primary commodity exports to focusing on value addition to the private sector as the engine to drive the economy. Under my administration, the empowerment of the Liberian finance through more support will help bring back the made in Liberia quest for inclusive and sustainable growth and jobs. In our quest to expand the economy, we encourage information communication technology extension in the job creation, especially for the youth. To achieve this, my administration will train up to 10,000 young people in various digital skills in the first half of 2020. The Liberian middle-class goal must be a reality in the next 6 years. The next international reversal, the recent reported at the end of December 2023, was 200 billion. The report of US 40 million as the BOAKAI account balance as of January 3rd, 2019, 2024 is not supported by the company. The balance reported by the CBL as of the same date was 20.5 million, added incumbent, not 40 million. To this end, we will re-emphasize our earlier commitment to audit and show that regular audits will be the culture across all branches. Regular audit will be the culture across all branches of our Stock of public debt at the end of December 2023 stood at $2.21 billion, an increase of 8.67% compared to the end of December 2022 stock of $2.08 billion. This represented a sharp increase of $1.32 billion compared to the end of December 2017 stock of $878.17 million, representing 601.8% rise. Our debt burden has clearly grown economically. Suddenly, restoration was necessary for Liberia's companies. Whereas speaking, Liberia's under sanctions for lack of payments and dues to the African Union and the African Development Bank. Also, the default in the payment of about $650,000 to the European Investment Bank is preventing the disbursement of $13 million for Sanipoli Lugar. We will reintroduce the fiscal rules and travel government in addition to our measures to address waste and abuse and ensure the return of student fiscal money to ensure that the exempted release by agriculture. Liberia is now a farming country. Over 40% of West Africa's rainforest. Our country is home to diverse array of flora and fauna that should help provide economic and agricultural growth opportunities. Liberia is also a leader in the discussion on climate change mitigation, further emphasizing the importance of international partnerships for sustainable agricultural development and development. However, it is important to recognize that our available arable land is underutilized. My government is committed to harnessing the right resources, strengthening collaboration with international partners and local farmers to improve production. Legislative agenda. Our legislative agenda is aimed at working with you in doing the business of the people, for which proposed legislation will be submitted in coming months. We will focus on shaping the outcome that desired for our new development agenda. The following constitute the development plan. The Presidential Transition Act. The Presidential Transition Act was drafted in 2017 to provide the appropriate legal framework for seamless transition from one democratically elected president to the other. The draft bill has since been lingering the little or no action to move it to legislation. Given the difficulty in establishing the appropriate framework to guide the recent presidential transition, my government will immediately review the draft bill for submission to the legislative process. My Presidential Transition Act will provide a legal basis for smooth transfer of political power. Bill for the establishment of the Ministry of Local Government. This bill is aimed at advancing modalities to operationalize the Local Government Act passed in 2018 to fast-track the transitioning of the Ministry of Internal Affairs to the new Ministry of Local Government. The Ministry of Local Government will have the authority to guide the government issues of distribution the revenue sharing law. The revenue sharing law needs to be synchronized with the existing law, including private non-public Act, PFMA, and the current revenue code. The revenue sharing law passed in 2022, and these two other instruments were designed for different systems and elements. While the new revenue sharing act is designed to facilitate fiscal decentralization in a decentralized system of government, the other two cater for a centralized system where the sub-national bodies do not have any authority to use a portion of locally generated revenue. This has left county service centers that should be functioning and raising revenue often stranded. We will work with the relevant institutions of government to align the new law with the existing law, popularize the law, and ensure adherence and enforcement across the country. The passage of the National Tourism Bill.
I see my brother Ruben Nestor
One of the major recommendations that
watching. Thank you, Ruben, for watching, my man. Happy New Year to you, brother.
national review of the Ministry of Information, Culture, and Tourism was the need to divest culture and tourism from the Ministry of Information. The National Tourism Bill has since been sent to the legislature for the first public hearing. Improving tourism is one of the pillars of their legislation. We will work with the legislature on the spirit of the bill pending necessary action to complete the legislation. Once passed, Nigeria will have a national tourism authority mandated to draw regulations and appropriate governing framework for tourism sector. Establishment of public officials has not
Immense school. Thanks for watching, brother.
is a lack of implementation infrastructure.
Thanks for
There is a need to reestablish the office of ombudsman. When established, this office will supervise and enforce all provisions of the code of conduct and will also impose sanctions on infractions. We must begin looking at in the office. And then the new financial institution act. As part of the CDL financial sector reform in 2023, the bank submitted to the office of the president a new acting law to replace the existing new financial act of 1999. The act was submitted to the national legislature for enactment, but is still pending passage. In the coming days, my administration will work with the leadership of the legislature to ensure the new banking act is passed into law. Amendment and restated payment as system act. An amended and restated payment system act is currently being used by my administration. The act, when passed into law, will help strengthen the means mobile payments across platforms and in time to drive towards cashless society. Nigeria is The Central Bank of Liberia is working on a draft Liberia Insurance Regulatory Commission Act, which is currently being shared with stakeholders for their input every week, with reviews submitted passage into law. We are also working on a draft bill for the National Health Insurance Scheme for Liberia. This scheme is intended to reduce out-of-pocket costs for citizens of the land access to affordable and quality health care. The Paris Agreement, 2015 Paris Agreement, the set of climate change for our environment, the way of life is becoming almost outdated, which is why we must join the rest of the world to address the causes of this phenomenon. I call on to begin looking at the Paris Agreement, including the carbon market, to ensure our national interests is protected. The list of protocols, conventions, and other instruments will be forwarded to you for consideration and approach to that end. Road infrastructure development. Expanding and improving road networks in our country remains a top priority for our administration. While there has been some progress in the road transport sector during the review period, there remain considerable challenges in the road development. Mr. Vice President, Senator, Speaker, the Honorable Legislature, ladies and gentlemen, the total paved road in our national network amounts to 1,131.1 kilometers, representing 8.7% of the 13,000 kilometer road network we need. This fact underscores considerable challenges in road infrastructure and the urgent need to fund road development in our country. With assistance from friendly partners, the country made notable progress in paving some primary roads, including the corridors, the Banga to Salagi, the Danta to Sakiti, the Danta to Yakibra, and the Sanakuri to Lugati. In addition, as of now, 37.7% of work on the DLA to RIA road project has been accomplished. To access all county capitals, my government will work to alleviate problems faced by commuters using this primary road, especially during the rainy season. The situation also causes major impediments to the economic development of our people, as these primary routes are major economic corridors to all parts of the country. The restoration of county road maintenance stations will be a key deliverable. This is why we have commissioned a road task force to launch 100 days review. To make all major primary roads sites. Our first state road delivery program will include the Freeport, the Simple Beach Road.
I hope the audio is clear because this is how I
Having received funding,
If not, can you please let me know those who watching or listening to the broadcast?
Lane Road from the David Tucker Bridge to the Freeport Public Road. Additionally, expected to expand the David Tucker Bridge to 4 lanes My government will allocate funds to complete Mr. Vice President, Speaker, and the Pro Tempore, Honorable Legislators, my government will ensure the funding from the National Road Fund is utilized to maintain and rehabilitate through the contributions of Liberians who pay their fuel levy from every gallon of gasoline or fuel or the purchase. We will continue to expand for the maintenance program in maintaining our existing network and the construction of new community roads. The Honorable Legislature, I would like you to join me in extending sincere gratitude to our government partners, which include the European Union, the European Investment Bank, the World Bank, the United States Agency for International Development, the UK aid, the German government, KFW, and GIZ. I would like to also thank our Arab partners, including the Saudi Fund, the British Fund, the here, as well as the Japanese government and America, the Swedish government, the Chinese government, and this China Aid program, the Norwegian government, the Indian government, the African Development Bank, FD, and ECOWAS for their many contributions to our infrastructure development. Members of the legislature, as a founding member of the most continental and multilateral institution, we will continue to honor our obligations. Liberia continues to foster cordial relationships with other countries in the community of nations and maintains its current membership with multilateral organizations like the United Nations, ECOWAS, Honorable Union, and the African Union. We will continue to pursue a policy of good governance as we remain in peaceful coexistence with our immediate neighbors. Mr. Vice President, Mr. Speaker, and Pro-Tempore Honorable Legislators, as a nation with a proud history of regional leadership, our standing among the Community of Nations is undermined when we fail to meet our obligation as a sovereign state. Therefore, it is imperative to reclaim our standing in the Community of Nations. My government will work with the legislature to ensure arrears are settled. The civil service. There's an estimated 70,000 employees, including appointed officials in the government of Liberia. These command a total wage bill of $300 million annually. The growth in the size of government has not been proportional to the growth in the revenue, the efficiency and effectiveness of our government. This means that wages continue to consume a sizable portion of the total budget, strangulating service delivery, all initiatives and obligations of the government. So, the government faces the situation stunted growth and non-investment in the life of the people. To make the government more effective and efficient, we must focus on public service delivery. The people, not the government, must come first. Health. Health and sanitation remain the major priority of our government. In the health sector, our government will prioritize the following: the availability of needed medical supplies and logistics in all public health institutions throughout the length and breadth of the nation. Regular, efficient, and robust monitoring and evaluation of health services in the country to accelerate the reduction of maternal and newborn mortality. The establishment of regional diagnostic centers, regulation of healthcare and pharmaceutical institutions in the country. Our recent experience in Ebola and COVID-19 requires our full support in treating national public health with utmost importance in Liberia as it relates to emergency preparedness and response. This requires a more coordinated way of building a more resilient health infrastructure to address current health challenges and future health challenges. Federal legislation, the drug epidemic, especially the use of cushion. The use of cushion in our children is keeping away the future of our children in the country. We must stand up and face this national security risk together. Given the need and needed action to make good my pledge with thousands of families burdened by this crisis, I am hereby declaring drug and substance abuse as a public health emergency. In this direction, I am establishing a multi-sectorial steering committee comprising the following agencies: Ministry of Health with Chair, Ministry of Justice Co-Chair, Ministry of Human Development, Ministry of Gender and Children, Ministry of Children, U.S. Drug Enforcement Agency, Ministry of Finance, Department of Finance. In this way, me and my vice president will be the first to take drug tests.
Excuse me. David, thank you for watching. Thank you, David. Thank you, Ruby. Thank you, immensely. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I don't know if we'll have time to dive into the speech. If not, that will be done on
Wednesday. Leaving countless Nigerian children without the tools that they need to build a better tomorrow. It is a problem we must confront head on. Education is not a privilege, It is a fundamental right. We cannot turn a blind eye to that a significant portion of our population is struggling with a lack of access to quality education. And there is no other way that we can genuinely seek to successfully fight poverty without the provision of quality education to our people. Starting now, my administration is making a steadfast commitment to revitalize our education system. We'll invest in education infrastructure and provide adequate resources. This will create your support. Good governance. Honorable legislators, our commitment to good governance is unwavering. Transparency, accountability, the rule of law will guide our actions. We will fight corruption and build institutions that serve our people's interests. A government that is accountable to its citizens, a government that can truly serve the needs of its people. Mr. Vice President, President of the Senate, members of the legislature, our justice system is meant to protect the innocent and punish the guilty, has been marred by inefficiency, corruption, and lack of public trust. I am counting on this honorable body to pass effective legislation and support financial appropriation as a step for us to win the fight against corruption. Anyone caught in the act of corruption will feel the full weight of the law with strict and non-discriminatory enforcement. Democratic elections. We have had successful people transfer power, establishing credentials, emerging democracy following the Civil War. But while we proudly celebrate this achievement, we are not oblivious to the bottom line that regularly attend our elections in my editorial campaign. One of the vexing problems we noted during our past elections is voter registration and the associated logistical problems, which tend to frustrate and anger voters in political parties. My government will strengthen the National Identification Registry to build the needed capacity to be able to capture the comprehensive biometric data needed to keep all agencies, including the National Election Commission. In addition, my government is beginning to review and implement the current reform laws. Mr. President of the Senate, Mr. Speaker, members of the legislature, all Liberian brothers and sisters of the diaspora, I am an integral part of this nation. They are the extension of our national pride. They share in our nation's happiness and proudness. They are regularly responsive to the needs of family members and friends in times of difficulty. Liberians in the diaspora are the stake in the future of Liberia. In my administration, will be intentional about ensuring that their state in Liberia is wholeheartedly. Therefore, hold an annual director's conference on national development. I commend the type of the citizens.
There you go. There you go. We're using the diaspora, Mr. President.
Their action to remove the unfair burden of citizenship against Liberians who have chosen to explore opportunities in other parts of the world. I'm glad that the slogan, once Liberian, always Liberian, we will establish a fair and predictable policy where diaspora Liberians can play more meaningful roles in Liberian future. The nation lost some of its prominent citizens in the year in review. Special condolences go to the founders of the victims of the time explosion in Georgetown, among those who have joined the ancestral former Assistant Minister, Mr. Victor Daniel Kweku, 90 years, Ambassador Hannah Abielu Jones, 89 years, Commissioner James Joe Abiel, Senior, 86 years, Deputy Minister Dr. Edward Kimba Oba, 78 years, Senator Daniel Newton of Apple County, and former Deputy Speaker Answer Shield and Ambassador County. We also mourn all those who lost their lives in the just ended legislative presidential election. The fuller list will be published. Mr. Vice President, Mr. Speaker, Senator Pro-Tem, and honorable members of the legislature. The state of our nation is in distress, but the hope of our people is alive. We have all it takes to overcome the burden that we impose on ourselves through greed and corruption. When we work together, there is nothing we cannot overcome as a people. This is why I ask all you representatives of join me to do the business of the Liberian people by not doing business as usual. The time for rising is now. We must be selfless in our service to bring about the change the Liberian people are yearning for. Again, I challenge you to join me to think Liberian, love Liberian. I must thank you. God bless the work of you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the speech there by the Excellency the President
There
of
you
the
have
Republic
it.
of Liberia. If you have seen the state of the
There
nation
you have
address,
it.
calling for national
President of the
emergency on
Republic of
drugs
Liberia,
and other
Excellency
issues.
Dr. There you have it. Brilliant speech by Joseph Yuma BOAKAI. I mean, it was well prepared, well delivered, articulated very, very well to the point. hit everything that I personally wanted to hear from the speech. Refreshing, and just the sense of hope again, knowing that by God's grace, that Liberia will once again rise to a true meaning. And so I put a link in the chat room. I will ask that you participate. But I don't know about you, when a nation is so desperate, when a nation is lacking what we call leadership, when a nation was yearning for hope, and then you listen to Joseph BOAKAI calmly took a turn and once again remind us about how blessed we are and give us hope again. And so for me, time fast spent, I was very pleased, or I'm very pleased to see a president who recognized the need to talk to his people and to lay out his agenda and highlight things that the nation is faced with and give us a pathways how we can resolve those issues. You couldn't have asked for anything better. Now, like I said, I'm very optimistic. I'm very hopeful, but at the same time, we have to stay engaged. And so I don't know what you think, but I am telling you, it just gave me hope. And so the conclusion of the speech, where he talked about, he said, Mr. Vice President, Speaker, Mana Pro Temple, Honorable Member of the Legislature. I like what he said, the state of our nation is in distress. And none of us that watch this speech or listen to this speech will deny that. Our nation is in distress. But the hope of our people is alive. The hope of our people is alive. And so people are very hopeful. And the fact that we are hopeful and we believe this is a new day in Liberia. And the president, this is what I like. Do not sugarcoat anything. Do not sugarcoat anything. The state of our nation is in distress, but the hope of our people is alive. He said me as president or the vice president, say, we have all it takes to overcome the burden we impose on ourselves through greed and corruption. That is the conclusion of his statement, of his speech. And I like the fact that he using we. That means every one of us, wherever you find yourself as Liberian, and I agree with the president, all of us are responsible for the suffering or the distress of our nation. And so we have to take it in order for us to overcome this burden, we have to impose ourselves, we have to work together. And he said there is nothing we cannot overcome as a people. And this is why he asking the representative of people to join me to do the business of the Liberian people, not doing business as usual. And when he said that not doing business as usual, the reason why some of us will continue to host this show and talk is because just what the president just said, we have to play our part. We have to put our hand in the dirt. We have to get involved. Whatever we can do to contribute to overcoming the bad situation that we put our country in, we all must get involved. There is no time to sit on the fence and criticize. There is no time to point finger. Like I said, we created the first movie, and Liberians were celebrated for the fact that we took part in the elections. That the people of Liberia themselves police the election and make sure that the outcome was free, fair, and transparent. And so to the second phase now, we have to stay engaged. We cannot draw back for demonstration. It must be peaceful. If we feel and believe that thing is not right, we have to help this president to make sure that things is going the right way. And you want to say the narcology. The nation lost some of its permanent citizens. He extended his condolences to the bereaved family, which of course I appreciate. My uncle was mentioned, the former deputy speaker, the late Patrick Williams. But let's come back to say to the diaspora. Now we're starting from the bottom and going up. He said to the diaspora, our brothers and sisters are intricate part of our nation. They are an extension of our national pride. So in other words, instead of us always fighting against each other, we must recognize that's part of our location, geographically, that's part of our location. We all remain Liberians. All Liberians will all be all Liberian. And therefore, we must incorporate everybody under the tent to work hard to improve the livelihood and the betterment of our nation. Liberians in the diaspora have played significant roles in the history of this country, especially when it comes to the economic aspect of the nation. And I'm really proud that the president was able to take his time. And so there is no time to be hoarding and putting. And therefore, we must commit ourselves to making sure that we work together. I think that was brilliant. I applaud the president for speaking to that. Like he said, we share the nation's happiness and sadness. They are very responsive to the needs of family members and friends. In times of difficulty, those are facts. Liberian diaspora has a stake in the future of Liberia. And we do have a stake. It is our nation. And his administration way will be intentional about ensuring that their stake in Liberia is fully honest. And I like what he said. He talked about conducting a meeting with the diaspora. That is something that I'm looking forward to. Because what we learn, and he proposed an annual diaspora conference on national development. And I strongly believe that each and every one of us in America and around the world, I agree with the president that there's a need for that conference to see what we can do to contribute to the development of our nation. We must get involved. Not there through infrastructure, but through education, through awareness and various programs. And I'll be looking forward to that diaspora conference. I mean, the fact that you get a leader who knows that what we're going through, and the fact that he can recognize it. You know, I like the fact that he not sugarcoating anything. He gave it to us like it is. And he put in, that's what I wanted. Tell a legislature and make sure that we all are responsible. If this government will get better, every one of us must play our part. You talk about the democratic election. You said we have a successful, peaceful transfer of power, establishing of credentials as an emerging democracy following a civil war. But while we proudly celebrate this achievement, we are not obvious to the bottleneck that regularly attend our election and mass the electoral process. One of the vexing problems we know during our past election is voter registration and the associated logistical problem, which tend to frustrate and anger voters and political parties. My government will strengthen the national identification registration to build the needed capacity to be able to capture the comprehensive biometric data needed to feed all agencies, including the national election. Yes, the thing that's so good about this speech. The president recognized that because he understands that if he do not work on this, it has the potential to really create a conflict. Because we know there were a lot of funny games that went on behind the scene. But the fact that the president recognized that, and I'm glad that he put that on it, because I one of those. We must strengthen the infrastructure of our National Election Commission and everything associated with it, making it free, fair, and transparent. Because if you can have a free, fair, and transparent election, the possibility of confusion is most likely not to happen. And I'm glad that this is something that he got on. Even though he won the election, he knows what people have to go through to police the system. And that's what we've been yearning for. We've just been yearning for leadership. Now, saying is one thing, and acting is another thing. But like you said, the nation in distress, every Liberian, we as us, we must be part of the process. And we must make sure that national legislature, where he spoke today, we hold them accountable to do their part of the job. We must hold our senators and representatives accountable. We shouldn't be afraid to march to their offices and demand answer if we're not getting those answers, because that is how we participate in government. But at the same time, we must play our part too. If you implore, you got to do what you got to do. No time for freebie. That mindset, we have to change it. I like what you say here. Good governance. You say our commitment to good governance is unwavering. Transparency, accountability, and the rule of law will guide our action. From the time the women started running until today, good governance is something that is killing our country. Good governance is something that is killing Liberia. People feel that they can do anything they want to do. And that is why, I don't know, the father, their speech gave me some hope. It really do. It gave me some hope. Some level of satisfaction. Because for somebody to speak directly to the needs and the things that are affecting our nation and recognize, not excluding himself, but also put himself as part of the problem. This is what I want to hear. Because if somebody can do that, it tells me that he truly understands that we've got a lot of work to do. And that is what the president did today. He said our commitment to good governance is unwavering. Transparency, accountability, and the rule of law will guide our action. We will fight corruption. We will build institutions that serve the people's interests. A government that is accountable to its citizens is a government that can truly serve the need of its people. I repeat, the government that is accountable to its citizens is a government that can truly serve the need of its people. He said our justice system, which meant to protect the innocent and punish the guilty, has been marred by efficiency, corruption, and lack of public trust. Nobody can deny that. Nobody can deny it. Opposition, ruling party, we all know our justice system is a mess. And that is why I said only the past 6 years, Honor Councillor Musa Dean, our justice system collapsed. And that is why when they appointed him to the Supreme Court, I got a problem with that. And the whole justice system needs to be overhauled. And I like the fact that he also accepted the challenge, but he also advanced the challenge to the legislature. He said, I am counting on this honorable body to pass effective legislation and support financial appropriation that will help, that will help us win the fight against corruption. There you go again. The national legislature, as the national legislature goes, so the government will go. We are counting. Now, this is where we come in as citizens. From the 73 districts, those people that representing us, we have to put the pressure on them. We have to put the pressure on them. And that's why the president is suggesting they must pass effective legislation and support financial appropriation that will help us win the fight against corruption, because the president, he's telling us, the Liberian people, that indeed he's the president, but the power does not last with him. It lasts with that horse. And that's why he's calling upon them. And I like the fact that that's what I say I recommend to the president after this speech. Just how he say he proposed a national conference with the people in the diaspora. I am proposing to the president, he has to make sure that those 3 districts, if it is done in a mountain, but you have to meet them, talk to them, like the people doing in America. Set the agenda to the Liberian people, make them understand that they are part of the process. Because I think if they understand, I don't think the Liberian people know how much power they have. And I'm glad that the president is showing light. But the only thing he spoke to the legislature, but he needs to engage the citizens of the district. Because if the citizens put pressure, these people, they got no choice but to do the right thing. And that is why we must stay engaged. Anyone caught in an act of corruption will face the full weight of the law with swift and non-discriminatory enforcement. Now, we have heard this. We have heard this, they promised before. This is not the first time. But the difference here is he used the word we. And I'm telling y'all, we can't sit there and just let things be swept under the rug. You know, a lot of time when people demonstrate, like they will demonstrate to them for good reason, but I think we throw our anger at the wrong people. I keep saying it, I couldn't say on the show. 2024, we must identify the problem makers, and they are the people in our capital building. So instead of getting in the street, I know a lot of times there was demonstration on open, yes, but it should be directed at that first branch of government. And so we're just breaking it down. You can put your comment, but I'm just telling you, I love the speech. He talked about education. Education remains a beacon of hope, but our educational system has seen a downward spiral over the years, leaving countless Liberian children without the tools they need to build a better tomorrow. And this is a challenge to us. I said it before on the show. If we are not mindful, if we do not revamp our educational sector, we risk losing Liberia to foreigners. And I'm glad the president recognized that we must, and I hope you prioritize this. We have to build and educate our children to the level where they can compete with their counterpart within the 21st century. We are behind in every area when it comes to education. People are graduating again and defend their certificate, their diploma, before I say their degrees. We have to fight against this. It is imperative. It is imperative that we get involved with this. And so this one is dear to my heart. This one is dear to my heart because health sanitation remain a major priority of our government. In the health sector, my government will prioritize the following. But because of time, I will stop here, and then Wednesday we'll take off from there. Once again, I just want to say thanks to each and every one of you for tuning in. I pray that God will bless you. Don't forget, Monday to Thursday, we are on the prayer line from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock. My number is 763-220-3265. Thank you. Thank you. Have a pleasant evening. Talk to you on Wednesday. Good night, everybody. Yeah, we're into my prayer.